What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. I have no idea why. I just looked at you both for approval.
I don't know why you did either, but we've really been trying to work this setup in LA of how we want to record, where we want to look. And now I was so adamant that we needed to face each other. And now I feel uncomfortable.
It's weird. So uncomfortable. It is like we have to be looking at each other.
No, because I was like, if we sat on this side of the couch, our heads would be turned the whole time looking at each other.
But now we're incredibly uncomfortable.
Now we're just like staring right at each other.
And I feel like I'm interviewing you and you're interviewing me.
Yeah. Look, this couch, let me tell you guys, we're in an Airbnb. I'm just a good old couch expert these days. I've been just couch shopping for months now. You got the goddamn cloud couch. It's lovely, super comfortable, but to do anything realistic,
maybe the
not
worst
good.
Couch.
Like for practical reasons, like you sink into it so much where you can't sit up straight. I'm trying to like balance on my hands, but then I get my wacky fucking double jointed elbows. I thought I was like gonna scare our guests, like while I'm like sitting here and my elbows are popping out.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, the couch is beautiful. I will say we're not gonna hate on the couch. We're in a beautiful,
out on YouTube.
Yeah, we're a beautiful Airbnb. We're looking out on the water. It's gorgeous. We're having a great time. I'm a little tipsy, and not gonna lie, I got ahead of myself.
You've had one drink.
I've had a drink and a half. And yeah, that doesn't matter. Okay. When you feel tipsy, you feel tipsy.
When it happens, it happens.
Or maybe I'm giddy.
It could be both. Alcohol, it's very situational for me. Like there are times when I know I'm going out. It's like Friday night. It's like I'm going out. I know I've had these plans for weeks. And I could drink like a fish and like not get drunk. Like, I don't know what it is. It's like, I don't know if it's a mental thing, whatever. I could go to like a spontaneous dinner on Wednesday night. Like, let's go to dinner. It's like 5:00, go to dinner at 7, have like 2 glasses of wine and be wasted. It doesn't make any sense.
It's when you least expect it.
Yeah, it is.
It's when you least expect it. But so far, LA has been great. We've only been here for not even a day yet. We got in late Monday night. Yep. And so we settled into our Airbnb. We picked up some In-N-Out on the way home from the airport. Noah's driving.
I don't want to get into this discussion for like the millionth time, but it's just not that good.
It's so overrated. We won't talk about it. It's overrated.
I know. It's just like... It's just not that good. And then don't give me, you gotta eat it hot. We've done it. We've done it. We've had it hot, cold, medium.
We've had it every way that you can eat it.
We've had it every way you could eat that bad boy. And every way I'm disappointed every time.
I fully agree with you.
Yeah.
I fully agree.
You know what I would like to hear your rating on something? My driving. How has it been?
Okay.
Can I just point out?
Yeah.
Noah set up a mic for himself.
But like,
bold!
You say this every time we go to LA, but like, how am I not?
You need one.
If you're going to talk to me, then.
No,
exactly.
100%. And I was going to say, actually, Noah, you should set yourself up a mic. So I'm glad you did it. But your driving is something that Fran and Noah go back and forth. Actually, I have to sit in the passenger seat because Fran
I can't sit in the
won't
front seat.
sit in the front seat because
I
she's
get
too nervous.
I would give it, as of right now, like a 7.5.
A huge SUV, by the way.
It's a big SUV. There was like so far, like you did a good job parking this morning in the parking lot. I will give you that. However, you did make a right turn when we were going to the In-N-Out.
I made a U-turn.
No, not that. There was a small white car to our right when we were going around the block, going In-N-Out, and it was a 2-lane right turn, and you almost crushed that guy to the right, which is why I have to sit in the back seat. Like if I was in the passenger seat, I would have screamed. I don't know how, and Rhea saw it too. Like she was like, no, yeah, you really almost just crushed that little car.
I did see it. I get afraid to yell at the driver though, because when you yell at somebody who's driving, it makes it worse. So 100%. Much worse. But I can see the frustration for sure. Totally can see it.
There's been good moments. There's been bad moments. But so far, so good. I mean, really, that one incident with the tiny car next to us was the only time that I was like, oh,
and
fuck.
I never even saw it, so I can't even comment.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Didn't even see him.
I also love how Noah didn't even put shoes on for our guest.
We're in our Airbnb.
Oh my God, I didn't even realize that.
Wait, are you kidding
You
me?
didn't put shoes on when they came in?
No.
Are you kidding? Like, is that like a must?
Kind of.
I mean,
Really?
we are
I just feel like it's a professional.
Like, if Fran and I were sitting here, shoes
I'm sure
off,
Olivia was like, she left and she's like, why wasn't that guy wearing shoes? That's what she's. She
To be
probably
honest,
didn't even look.
I bet you she didn't even know. I would be shocked if she noticed
didn't
because I
notice.
didn't even notice. I had no idea. You're wearing like thick brown wool socks also, so they kind of look like shoes.
yeah, it's just something I picked up on and was curious.
Yeah, I actually really
Didn't you
did
ask
not
me
notice
like,
at all.
should I wear shoes? So one of you asked me that.
I did not.
My
I
name
was
Fran.
asking if I was to wear a jacket.
I said, is it weird that I'm putting my shoes on?
And I was like, oh no.
And so I put them on.
But is
Because I
it
said,
weird
is it
that I'm
weird
not
that I'm
wearing
putting
shoes?
my shoes on?
Yeah, well, I just noticed that he wasn't wearing shoes when our guest came, and that's fine. Our guest is Olivia O'Brien. She was
Yep.
super cool, super awesome.
So
it's going to be
cool.
on this episode, and I think that the most exciting thing that has happened so far, besides our interview, is we went to a dispensary and we picked up Seth Rogen's weed.
Oh, yeah.
We did get Seth Rogen's weed, houseplant. Made Noah call up this dispensary to be like, do you have it? They did. We were in luck, and I'm really excited. I have not done a review yet because I'm waiting for Marty Mush, who is in LA as well. He's going to come over tonight, and I think we're all going to test out the Seth Rogen together. And so we'll have
Noah's very excited
yeah,
as well.
Noah's
Maybe
excited.
Fran will test it out too.
I think she will.
We'll see. I said
Seth Rogen.
It's
I
Seth
said
Rogen.
it's all about the environment for me, you know. Like at home, it's like no, I'm good. In LA, I'm like it's LA.
Yeah, in Aruba,
everybody smokes here.
it's Aruba.
I've never seen
Yeah.
Fran like really high.
I'm not really like I go to sleep. Like there's no.
Yeah, I feel like you've hit your pen before and you just like get tired.
I just go to
Yeah. Anytime I've seen Fran high, it's usually a
I had one good time. Remember in Florida when we played the
so
Family Feud
funny.
game?
Yes, that was
It
hilarious.
was only because I was wasted,
Fran was-
and then
Fran was wasted, and then we smoked in her backyard at her house in Florida, which was awesome because her mom and dad, of course, are super cool, and they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's pass this fucking
Yeah.
backwood blunt around. And Fran was so high, and we were doing Family Feud, and she was
I
pretending to be
insisted on
Steve
being the
Harvey,
host.
and it was so like she couldn't. It was so bad. She just one of those things
I
you had
couldn't
to be
read the
there. She couldn't
questions.
read the questions. Her mom was yelling at her. She was like, "Let
Yeah.
me be the host." It was
I would
hilarious.
not relinquish host duties to anyone.
Yeah, so hopefully we can get Fran on that level. But otherwise, nothing too crazy yet. We do have a jam-packed day on Wednesday while
Yeah.
you guys are listening to this. Who knows what's gonna happen, guys? I don't know. We got a lot planned.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it more on Friday.
What we do know is that we're going to have our Instagram live. So make sure you tune into that. It's going to be 7:00 Eastern time from our Airbnb with Brody Jenner and Brandon Thomas Lee to promote the new seasons of Siesta Key and The Hills, which we're super, super excited about. It's going to be on MTV tonight, starting at 8:00. Siesta Key's first, and then The Hills. You know, we just talked to Juliet. We're gonna see what's going down on Siesta Key. There's been so much like between Juliet and Kelsey and Chloe being on and then leaving, and Madison and Ish. Like we didn't even talk about Madison and Ish with Juliet because sometimes it's just like I just don't.
I don't
You know,
even
it
have the
is
energy
what it
for
is.
that.
Yeah, don't know.
But make sure you tune into that
Yeah.
because The Hills and Siesta Key both premiere Wednesday night, May 12th, back to back. Super
Yeah.
excited for both of those shows. And of course, we have the Instagram Live, which let's just take a second to come back down to earth for a quick moment and talk about the fact, because I know this is what people are thinking in their head. Brody Jenner's coming to your Airbnb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We just have to get that out there. It's like, because younger us and anybody else is like, what?
Yeah.
That's happening?
I just kind of like keep saying it like it's normal so
Yeah.
that I think it's normal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I just keep throwing it out there like, oh yeah, they're coming over for the show.
They're coming over for the show.
And everyone's like looking at me like, who?
Right.
Is coming over? And I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Because
When-
I just like keep telling myself it's fine. So it's like, oh, it's fine.
No, it's fine. It's going to be great. We've met them
fine.
before. We've done the interview. But I think it's funny because when we put up the
Yeah.
graphic for the Instagram Live, everyone was commenting like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And you forget these are,
Right.
you know, it's the Hills.
Yeah. And, I've just kind of like taken a back seat with all of this. Like, you have really coordinated and planned with them and like taken the driver's seat. And so I'm just like minding my own business, like being like, hey, so what time are we doing that thing?
Yeah, Fran has really taken
like, I've really let you you are the ones that know them better than I do anyway. So I'm like, look, like you
honestly, it's going to be funny when Fran's in the picture because I've been on calls with them.
You were on a call last night and Fran was just passed out in the couch.
Straight up, they might not even know I'll be here.
No, that's not true.
They could think they're doing this show with Rhea. No, I'm kidding. Brandon did reply to my Instagram story when I posted about it.
Yeah, they definitely know. But I had a call with them. I've been texting with them, and I tell Fran these things, and I'm like,
that's nice.
This is happening. Yeah, like this is all happening.
Yeah,
and it's just funny to like bring yourself back down to earth for a second and be like, this is happening.
That's how I've remained like pretty calm about it because I'm just like you've coordinated, you've talked to them, and I'm just like I gotta show up. I just got to show up.
Well, I think that's why I'm a bit more like nervous and whoa because if all fails, it won't. It lands on me.
Right. Like if they don't show up, I can be like, look, I wasn't talking to them.
That won't happen.
No, it won't happen.
That will not happen.
No, it will not happen.
I promise you that.
It will not happen because if it doesn't, we ban Brandon Thomas Lee from the Classic and that would be his worst nightmare.
100% Brandon, if you hear this, if you don't show up, you're being banned from the Barstow Classic.
All he wanted to do was golf in the Barstow Classic on Thursday, which Rhea set up for him. And so,
this man's so dedicated to the Barstow Classic, which, by the way, if anybody's going to the Barstow Classic in LA, I don't know, just shooting it out there. We will be there.
It's in
Laguna. Come say hi if you see us because we don't know anything
Rhea,
about
guys.
I didn't want to get into this, but here we go.
Guys. Rhea has probably never put on a polo or any kind of like tennis golf gear, maybe in her entire life.
Never.
But I will say, like, you definitely had a time when you would wear like a polo from like Limited Too.
From Abercrombie.
Yeah. Right. So maybe like what, fourth grade?
Fourth grade.
With the moose on it and like a car and maybe like Bermuda
skirt with leggings
Bermuda
underneath.
Shorts.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
But
I'm thinking of my outfits.
You know what it is? My cousin Fran had a obsession with polos when we were a kid, and it's all she wore, and I hated it. And I was like, stop.
Yeah.
So I've kind of revolted against that.
Yeah.
I tried on the outfit. First of all, it was my first time buying something from Lululemon.
Yeah.
Never bought anything from Lululemon before. We go into the store. Thank you, Noah. He drove us. And I got a little cute skirt, which I love the skirt. I'm all for the skirt.
Yeah.
I went into the privacy of my own room.
Yeah.
And I put on the polo and the skirt together.
And you were like, you told me you were trying it on. So I was assuming you were going to show me. And then you tried it on and didn't even want to show me.
I didn't even have the guts to walk out here. I can't believe I have to wear it. It's killing me. I literally looked in the mirror and it didn't feel good. I don't like it.
It's a different person.
It's a totally different person. I don't feel comfortable in my own skin in it at all. I really don't.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We're golfing.
Look, it's and I think it's gonna
Sharpay shit on.
I think it's gonna look a lot.
I
think it's like gonna look a lot cuter than you think. Like there's something very I think there's something cute about a little golf outfit. Like I think it's gonna look better than you think.
People will think it's cute.
Yeah.
From the outside.
Yeah.
I don't feel
you
comfortable in my own skin being in it. Like it just nonetheless, the Barstool golf woman stuff is really cute if you are a golfer and it's cute. So
or tennis,
whatever you're into.
It works for both.
That will be really exciting, and
squash.
We will have way more to talk about. We already talked a lot, but we will have even more to talk about when we release our episode on Friday, because it'll be after the long Wednesday, jam-packed. It will be after the Barstool Classic, and so hopefully we'll have a bunch of stories for everybody. But let's get into the topics for today's episode.
I remember what I wanted to say. It just came back to me. We 100%. I'm ready to throw 100 on it. Not even like 90, 95, 100. Saw Derek from Winter Hill in the airport when we landed in LA. Like,
Fran, how sure are you? You keep saying this.
I've never been more confident. Look, I think everybody who watched Winter Hill can agree with me that you just don't forget that face. I'm telling you. And it's weird because he has not aged at all. If this was him, which I'm pretty sure it was. He really looks good. Where I felt like I was looking at Derek directly in the eyes. And yes, I mean, we all had our masks on. We're in the airport. But like, the hair, the eyes. I'm telling you, it was him.
Did you see the way
Yeah, it was a visceral reaction. I turned to Rhea and was like, Rhea, that guy really looks like Derek from One Tree Hill. And you were like, I can't even look.
I had to step away from him because
it's terrifying.
He's the reason I don't like blondes.
Yeah. He ruined blondes for you.
Well, I was never a blonde person per se, but after that show,
Didn't help.
It did not help at all. I was like, fuck guys with super blonde hair. Like, that's not gonna work for me because I'm reminded of Derek from One Tree Hill.
We definitely saw him for sure.
You're okay. You're
I'm
locked
convinced.
in. 100. You didn't even throw a 99. You did a 100.
No, I'm convinced.
There we go. That's our big celebrity sighting. We saw Derek from One Tree Hill. Woo!
You know, like, those are the ones that I can spot so much faster than, like, if we walked past fucking Sandra Bullock. Like,
remember that
like,
time that you saw Cody Simpson, like, when we were driving?
Yeah.
Yes, we saw Cody Simpson.
Yeah. Like, those middle ground to low list celebrities, spot him from a mile away.
And also that time we ran into Bruce Willis on the street of New York City.
Yeah.
That was also something.
Spotted him there as well. But no, I'm telling you, that was absolutely Derek from One Tree Hill.
I'm glad we got that out there. I hope that we see maybe more people like him.
Not even good celeb sighting.
Not even celebrities, just people that maybe had a few episodes on a show.
We're right down the road from Nobu Malibu. If we really wanted to see some people, we just fucking stand with the paparazzi.
Yo, no. It's tempting though, because
we'll just slowly drive by back and forth a billion times.
This is how fucked up I am. I have been thinking about if we were to go to Nobu or one of those places, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my head, there's paparazzi always at these places. They just hide out, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to be so offended if they don't take pictures of us. But why would they take pictures of us?
There's a 0.0%. I will go complete opposite.
You went to an award show and we
were nominated.
Yeah.
And they still didn't take pictures of us. I know there's no way. Listen, I'm aware that there would be no way that paparazzi would take photos of us, but it hurts me. It's like, oh man, we really just are not that important.
We can't go to a place where there is paparazzi because it will hurt more when we're just nobodies walking.
It hurts the ego. It hurts the ego.
Yeah, well, look, we're at that.
Yeah, we're nobodies.
Nobu Malibu, we're a bunch of nobodies.
We are nobodies. Yeah. Straight up. We fucking suck.
We're a little above nobodies.
Well, I think that's where the problem lies. Is that we're not completely nobodies, but we are not.
We're not somebodies.
We're not somebodies, so we're kind of in the middle land,
somebodies.
Which makes it awkward.
Right. Not a nobody.
But not a somebody.
We're
just people. Living.
I just feel like that was a beautiful moment for a song.
That could have been a song.
People.
Yeah. What?
I said that could have been a song.
Yeah. Maybe we need to write that down.
Let's write a song tonight.
It sounds like Cinderella story. You know, when his speech, Chad Michael Murray.
I just realized I never put on my necklaces.
You feel naked?
I feel naked.
It's all right. I mean, we already did the whole interview. You didn't have them on.
That sucks. Okay, anyways.
All right, let's get into the topics.
Let's get into the topics for today's show. We have Ben and Jen going on vacation together. Paparazzi pictures. They're in the car. Are they holding hands? Things are
already
absolutely escalating. Porsha Williams
from
Real Housewives of Atlanta is now
engaged
to
Fallon's ex-husband.
It's hard to come out of the mouth.
It's a tongue twister.
It's a tongue twister because you can't believe that this is something that is real.
Yep.
And Kaitlyn Bristowe and Jason Tartick, our favorite couple, or one of our favorite couples, we won't give them that spot 100%, are engaged, and we are ecstatic. So we'll talk about that as well. And we have a great interview with Olivia O'Brien. You'll learn a lot about her music, the LA scene, and it was really fun. So let's get into it, starting off with Ben and Jen. as you guys know, we mentioned it a billion times. We're on a work trip. We're in LA. So we need that Friday energy. We need energy at all costs. And what are we getting our energy with? With Cintron. It's a sparkling energy beverage. Cintron World is great. It's not just a beverage. It's a lifestyle brand. The cans are super cute. They're chic.
Cute.
They're fashionable. They got a crown on it. You feel good while drinking it. And also the flavors are great. I really like just the original. I think that there's no bad aftertaste. Sometimes you deal with that with an energy drink, and nobody wants that. You want to drink something that gives you the energy, gives you that good feeling without the bad aftertaste. You want to enjoy the energy drink, and you can do that with Cintron. If you go to cintronworld.com and use code CHICKS20, you can get 20% off your order. Give it a shot, guys. There is no harm in trying a new energy drink in your life. See what fits you best, and I think it's going to be Cintron. So go to cintronworld.com, use code CHICKS20, and you will get 20% off your order. Ben and Jen are getting really serious.
I want to get excited about this. Like, I really do.
I have to pee.
It almost, okay, well, you want to wait till we finish? Okay. Well, I'll go back. I want to get very excited about this. However, it just all seems like too good to be true. Every little piece is falling together so perfectly that it's like, is this real? Is this not real? Is this just like so everybody forgets about A-Rod and like this is just amazingly good press for Ben Affleck? I don't really know if it's great press for J-Lo, I guess.
Well, I think it's what you said. I think it was either on the group chat or the last podcast where you mentioned the PR work that they're doing is great because
fantastic.
The way that this whole thing went down between A-Rod and J-Lo was that obviously we heard rumors about A-Rod and Mackenzie from Southern Charm, and it was kind of embarrassing for J-Lo because A-Rod is now DMing a Bravo celebrity, and the A-Rod's DMing a reality star while he's with J-Lo. That's completely embarrassing.
So the thing is, let's go back to a fan favorite.
Well, I think it's like, okay, that was embarrassing for J-Lo, and initial reports said that they broke up, and then there were rumors that they took back those reports because J-Lo did not want the narrative to be surrounded by the fact that this was caused by a Bravo celebrity.
Yep.
Now, they obviously announced their split, and very soon after, it's only been a couple of weeks, Ben and Jen are spotted together. People are talking about Ben and Jen. It's a blast from the past. It's nostalgic. People love that. So A-Rod is kind of dismissed from the conversation now because everyone just wants Ben and Jen to be together. Now, I see people mentioning, oh, is this fucked up that J-Lo's doing this to A-Rod? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck at all. I don't think it's fucked up at all.
No.
Because
not at all.
A-Rod must have done something super shitty or has done multiple shitty things for J-Lo to be doing this in the first place, I think, or for them to have broken up. I don't see the issue with it. She's moving on.
Did you see the report, though, that Ben Affleck started reaching out to her in February?
Yeah. So I think, though,
but I think
broken
A-Rod,
up.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think we've said this on the show before that A-Rod and J-Lo, I think, were like not on good terms for a while, and they like waited a longer amount of time to like fully announce their split so that all the cheating kind of rumors were maybe like pushed aside a little bit. It was like, oh, they're friends, amicable split, like the whole thing. And then you have just, like I said before, it's all very perfectly curated. Week one, they're not pictured together, but everyone freaks out because he's getting out of the car. Week two, it's like the concert. Oh my God, she played Sweet Caroline. Like, why would she play that? Oh, it's for her mom. No, it's not. Ben Affleck's there, a Boston guy. And then it's also, I saw some posts on Dumas, people that were at the show, who were saying that she like opened with a song that is widely thought to be about Ben Affleck that she never plays, that like fans always wanted her to play it. She never plays it on tour. She never sings. She never does it because it's like, oh, it was about Ben Affleck, one of her older songs. She plays, or the instrumental or something was the intro for her coming out, and it was like, oh, that's just a coincidence. A few days later, they're going on vacation together. It's like, oh, they're going to, he whisked her away to Montana, and they had this romantic weekend, and people saw them walking around, and he was barbecuing, and like, you know, they were having this lovely, lovely trip. And then, like Noah just said, the TMZ article comes out that's like, Ben has been writing her romantic emails. She was in the Dominican Republic filming this movie, and he was emailing her like, you look so beautiful, like all these things. And I guess Jen has always loved the way he his written word. Like, it was like this whole thing of like how it seemed like they had started almost writing love letters to each other. It does feel so curated that it's like, okay, what's going on here, right? It's like they meet, here's the photos, but they're not actually together. Oh my God, they're going on a vacation together. Like, here's these blurry shots of them. And then it's like, oh my God, they wrote each other love letters.
And A-Rod says he's shocked, or that's the report.
And Matt Damon's excited.
Well, of course A-Rod's going to say he's shocked.
Come on.
Because what else is he supposed to say? And
the only card he can play is the victim card now, is to be like, oh, hurt bird.
And I don't even think he'll play the victim card, because I feel like A-Rod probably knows that he fucked up.
Yeah.
And is like, okay, I'll go with I'm shocked. And they said that when Ben Affleck, the last time he went to this place, or one of the times he went to this place, was right when he split with Jennifer Garner. Because this is where he goes to clear his head.
Yeah.
So maybe Ben was like, listen, Jen, I'll take you to the
place,
place, and we'll have this romantic getaway, and you'll clear your head. And I mean, seeing the pictures of them together in the car, this just makes me happy, because we weren't old enough. Yeah, we missed this. We weren't old enough to appreciate Ben and Jen. Yeah. So now we're getting to appreciate it in its full form, and it feels new to us. It's exciting. It's like, oh, Ben Affleck and Jen. If you never knew that Ben Affleck and J-Lo dated, you would be absolutely mind blown that J-Lo and Ben Affleck are dating. Yeah. Like, that's two names that you just don't really put together.
For sure.
So I don't know. I think it's exciting. Whatever. If it's short-lived, if it's long-lived, who really cares? I think it's a blast from the past, and I think that everyone should fully support J-Lo, because who really cares about A-Rod crying about Ben and Jen when he was DMing Madison LaCroix from Southern Charm?
Yeah. You know what does make me a little sad, though, and I guess it's just because we say Jen or Jennifer or whatever a million times when we talk about it now. It's just like, I'm just sad. I'm just still sad things didn't work out with Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner. I really I love her. And he posted like such a sweet Mother's Day tribute to her on Instagram, where I was just like, damn, it really is a shame that didn't work out. And like the last slide was this video of her, and it was so cute. It seemed like maybe she was at work, and like it was like a message of her being like, I think I'm gonna make it home like for bedtime. Like, it was so sweet. Like, she's such a great mom. I'm like, damn, I wish that would have worked out. It's hard for me to like forget about that. Like, I'm like, oh, Ben and J-Lo is very exciting, and the nostalgia's there, but then I'm like, oh, I'm still pretty sad about Ben and Jennifer Garner.
Yeah, it's upsetting, but at the same time,
then it also reminds you that like Ben was like not good.
No, he
and
wasn't.
Now we're like excited about this. And it's like, should we be or should we not be?
We root for Ben to be good.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you out there.
And I think it seems like he's on a better path. And I think it shows the kind of person that Ben Affleck is, that Jennifer Garner was with him.
Yeah.
In the first place.
Right. Had children with him too.
Had children with him, the whole thing.
Yeah.
So well see what happens between this Ben and Jen.
Yeah.
It's fun. Ben
it is.
Jen.
It really is. The Bennifer, like it's all the big tabloid names that all the headlines had when they were together. It's all coming back. And like I just said before, Matt Damon was on the Today Show, and Savannah and Hoda asked him like what he thought about this, and he joked like there's not enough liquor in the world to get me to talk about this, but he did say if it's true, and which he said I hope so, that would be awesome.
I love how
his best friend.
I love how he said there wasn't enough liquor in the world for him to talk about it, and then gave a statement on it.
Right.
It's like that's basically talking about it.
Right. I guess it was more like there's not enough liquor in the world for me to confirm or deny them being together or not, but I will say like that would be nice, that would be cool if they are, but not gonna get into any more details than that, which is appropriate. But I don't know, I just wonder what they'll do next, right? Like what comes out in the press next week about them, because there's going to be something. I just feel like J-Lo and Ben's team has it fucking on a schedule here of when they release the next things.
Probably engaged next week.
Yeah. God, I hope this is real.
It is.
I don't know.
Let your heart believe it.
I want to, but I don't want you to
your
be
heart-
disappointed again.
Let your heart believe it.
Okay.
So I'm really excited because I have officially sent in my Embark vet kit for Norman because, listen, I think Norman's a full dachshund, but everybody else,
knows?
when they see Norman, they're like, he's got to be mixed with something, right? He's got to be mixed with something. I'm like, I have no idea. I wish I knew.
Think about humans when we send our, tests and you think, I'm Italian. It's like you had a back, you don't,
right?
You're something else.
You thought you were Italian, but
Yeah.
you're something more than just Italian.
Exactly. So I'm excited to see what Norman is.
I'm so excited because he gets stopped on the street all the time. Yes, my dog
Superstar.
is fairly popular. He gets stopped all the time and people are like, oh, what kind of dog is that? Is he? I'm like, a dachshund. They're like, really? He's not
Yeah.
mixed with anything? And I don't have the answer, but I will have the answer when I get my Embark kit back. And right now, special deal. If you want to send in the Embark kit for your pet, you can go to embarkvet.com, use code CHICKS, and you will save $50 plus free shipping. The original box is $199. It goes down to $149. And it's super exciting. I feel like it's such a fun thing to do.
It is.
Your mom did it for your dogs, and you found out a lot.
We analyzed the whole thing top to bottom. It was like you find out breeds, but you also find out family tree, and it also helps with like conditions, if maybe there's some health conditions that you didn't know about that they're
more
with
prone
their DNA
to,
more
yeah.
prone to. They help and will tell you that too, which is great. You just know
What you're dealing with.
and just to keep your dog as safe and healthy as possible. And it's just fun to see. It's fun to see,
It's
Lola
fun,
and
yeah.
Flo being like, oh my God, Lola's got chow chow in her. Who would have thought? Like, it's
Exactly.
great.
And because Norman's so young still,
Yeah.
I can learn a lot about,
Yep.
what kind of foods may be better for him.
Yep.
They really dissect the DNA and you learn so much. Like you said, different conditions, the breed, so many things that can help you give your pet a better life, which is what we all want to do.
Absolutely.
So if you want to get Embark, go to embarkvet.com, use code CHICKS, and you will save $50 plus free shipping. And if you do it, tag us, let us know what the results are because we're excited to see. We want to know about all dogs.
All your dogs. Just an absolutely wild turn of events on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I hope they're filming. I hope that this is going to be discussed. But fans went wild after a picture of Porsha was posted. And she's with Simon, who is Fallon's ex-husband, and Dennis, her ex, her baby daddy. And there was the three of them. And she has her hand on Simon and she was rocking a fucking massive engagement ring. So everyone's freaking out. What's going on in this picture? Now we find out that Simon and Porsha are engaged. Little timeline here. Today is May 11th?
Yep.
Fallon posted, I believe on April 22nd, that her and Simon were splitting up, that it was over, their relationship was over. So this is messy. Everybody's like, this is super, super messy. Porsha takes to Instagram, posts a picture, says, look, we are crazy in love. Didn't expect for this to happen. Just because everybody wants the facts, here they are. Simon filed for divorce in January. I had nothing to do with that split. We met after, this thing started after that, but confirming that they've only been together for a month. And she didn't say anything about being engaged, but then Simon on his Instagram posted I always knew I was going to get married again, just didn't know when, didn't know it was going to happen so soon. But Porsha and I, we just check all of each other's boxes, and posted the ring is some fucking giant ass diamond. So now these two are engaged, and Porsha, she's posting on her Instagram too, talking about Simon and Dennis getting along and just grown ass men being able to, the ex and the new guy to be able to get along. But this is so, so crazy. And Fallon, I know, is not an official housewife of Atlanta, but I think she deserves to now. I think you got to slap her as the main character. How do you not?
This whole thing is absurd. How do you do this?
Yeah.
I just don't understand where Porsha's coming from, because even if you're not the best of friends with this person,
she says her and Fallon aren't
they're
friends.
not friends, but there's nobody else in the world. There's nobody else out there. And don't you think it's kind of suspicious? The timing is so soon. It's a little too close for comfort for me. When this sort of thing happens and it's like a breakup's announced and then quickly after they're engaged to somebody else, what was happening behind closed doors? Was there cheating going on? What was happening? Because this is all too fast and absurd. Like,
It's insane.
It's insane to think about.
If you
Now,
don't
we
even
don't
know anything
their-
about this show, this whole thing is crazy. Because I don't watch like every episode of Atlanta. I tune in and out. And when I do, it's because like I hear about the crazy shit that's going on, or I see articles written about it, like, you know, the stripper. Like these things are the times when you're like, okay, shit, I gotta jump back in and get back into it. This is just the best way for people to get back. Like, maybe you've fallen off, you haven't watched as much. Now it's like, oh shit, now Porsha's engaged to this guy?
From a viewer's perspective, you love it. But as
Andy's
a human
gotta be
being,
salivating.
Andy Cohen is like, this is the best thing that ever happened. But as a human being and in
It's
real life,
insane.
you think about, these are real life people. These are actions they're actually making. They have to live with these decisions. Why him? Why not anybody else, Porsha?
Right, just getting engaged in a month would be wild on its own.
Right.
Well, forget the fact that it's Fallon's ex-husband.
Somebody who's on the show's ex-husband?
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever heard something like that on Housewives.
Not in this short of time.
No.
I mean, there's always been like New York, you know, they've always mixed with men and everybody's kind of hooked up, but never like husbands.
Literally somebody this person was married to, and now you're going to marry them. It's not even like they hooked up with that person and then a year later you hooked up with that person. They were married to that person and now you are quickly going to get married to them as well.
Right.
What is this man doing? That's my question. Why was he pursuing Porsha? Why not anybody else? It's so crazy. I mean, listen, do what you want. I'm not going to judge any of them, but I am judging at the same time because this shit is too crazy for comfort.
It really is. Simon wrote on his Instagram, I'd like to seize this opportunity to thank every well-wisher of Porsha and I, whether via phone, text, or DM. You affirm my belief that finding love is possible for everyone who genuinely seeks one. Getting married again was never a question in my mind, but when? Did not expect to be blessed with a mate so soon. The interesting thing about life is that it is an individual journey. Porsha and I, with the support of our loved ones, have chosen to travel together as one and spread love and positivity to our community, which is in desperate need of positive and healthy images of the best versions of ourselves. And then he wrote, what am I in fucking Mares of Easttown? Mayor of Easttown? He wrote, okay, have some water. I asked her to marry me because we checked all of each other's boxes and then some. We have done the individual work to sustain a healthy relationship, and I stand next to her proud that we found each other. So that is a big ol', I mean, look at that bad boy. It's a fucking rock.
You can't be happy if you're Fallon. You can't be happy if you're Fallon. There's
Poor
just
Fallon.
How do you react to that sort of news?
I wonder if she posted it.
You probably lose your mind.
She wrote on a picture Instagram, not a note statement. She made it look nice, so that's nice. I want to thank everyone for reaching out to me and offering their love and support. At this time, I am focusing on finalizing my divorce and healing, sending positivity to all of you. Sincerely, Fallon. Now,
The divorce isn't even finalized.
Fallon and Simon, I think, were married for like 2 years, I believe. And, you know, it's also interesting when you see some of the comments, right? Like one person commented, take all of his money. Kenya commented, the actual wife has spoken, #queen. Ooh. Marlo commented that the prayer hand, bunch of the prayer hand emojis. Ooh. Such a classy response to a tacky situation. It's not finalized. Oh, sis, get your coins.
I mean, she's making a good case.
Right. It's like, it's the finalizing my divorce for me. God bless you, sis.
And he's not even
wild.
The fact that he's going ahead and doing all of this without the divorce being finalized is a bad Bad move by him.
Right.
Whoever is guiding him is not guiding him in the right way.
Tacky as hell for a guy to propose to another woman before your divorce is even finalized.
It hasn't even been a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hard to comprehend.
Right. Or, well, apparently since January is what Porsha is saying.
Hard to comprehend.
Remember what a time. Like, remember when we had Porsha on the show and, like, Dennis was just sitting in the room with us?
Yeah, they were happily together.
Yeah.
No longer.
No longer. This was a turn we were not expecting.
Quick little shout out to one of our favorite couples. Kaitlyn, Bristowe, and Jason Tartick are officially engaged. Long time coming.
Finally.
Long time coming. I feel like everybody's been waiting for this. When are Kaitlyn and Jason going to get engaged? We've seen baby announcements. Yeah. Congratulations to Kevin and Astrid. We've seen engagements.
I'm so excited
so
for them.
happy for them. You know, we've seen people move into houses.
Yeah.
Everybody's, you know, there's some
Carly
good couples
and Evan
out there.
Were spotted out on Mother's Day.
Oh, potentially, maybe. Well, also it's Mother's Day. She's the mother of his children.
But the kids weren't there, apparently.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Either way, so happy for Kaitlyn and Jason. The pictures on Instagram are beautiful. I feel like Kaitlyn has been waiting for this day to come, and it's finally here. And, you know, they posted about they're going on a big vacation with their families, so that'll be super fun to celebrate that. And her ring is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now why. I'll tell you right now why it took Jason so long to propose. He had to save up for that bad boy. That thing is huge.
Yep.
Like he, you know, it's like everyone joking, you know, why is it taking Jason so long? Everybody, and it's so funny because all the comments on Instagram, like the Chicks in the Office account posted it, and so many comments of people being like, oh my God, I thought they were already engaged. Like just kind of thought that they were already engaged. Which is wild because they haven't been together for like, it hasn't been 5+ years. But this just happened, but it's like, yeah, you see that thing? Jason had probably a separate bank account for that bad boy.
Definitely. And you know he's good about his finances.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I feel like he was probably very smart about it. And
I am surprised at how many people who are like, oh, you know, when are they going to get engaged? Because they really haven't been dating for that long. Right. I mean, they started dating in 2018, 2019?
Right. I think it's just because they just appear so madly in love. And I feel like they're in that stage of their life too, where like Kaitlyn's been open about wanting a family and starting that. So it's like waiting for all of those things. And they've always spoken like it is going to happen. Like they've both been very open. Like, yeah, we are going to marry each other. We know that we are each other's person. And the whole thing was cute. You know, Jason acted like they were going to do a podcast. They didn't end up doing a podcast. Yeah. He was actually proposing. You know, Kaitlyn was wearing a funny t-shirt. Yeah. I feel like it happened in a very cute way, and they got great pictures out of it, and I'm so happy for them. Me too. I do like, I feel like it came full circle. You know, they met for the first time when Jason went on her podcast, so I think that there's like some sentimental value there of him like proposing while she thought that they were doing an episode. So very, very sweet. The pictures are fantastic. You know, Ramen and Pino, their parents are getting married. Oh, so cute. They're of course going to be the ring bearers, Zach. Come on, right? And we're going to be the flower little girls. Pillows with their walk down the aisle. Yeah, we can walk them down the aisle together. Yeah, you know, I just want Kaitlyn and Jason to remember that, like, you know. I know. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be invited to the wedding, but you don't think? No, I don't. I don't even know if we'll be invited to Dylan and Hannah's wedding. What? And you know, that I would say we definitely are, but because I already think we might not be invited to Dylan and Hannah's, I think there's no way we get invited to Kaitlyn and Jason's. You know, I have my hopes up. You do? I think there's 0% chance. I have my hopes up. I'm not gonna lie. It just depends, right? Like, if they say, oh, we're having a wedding, there's gonna be like 50 people there. Okay, yeah, obviously we're not getting invited. Right. But if they're having like Ashley, I, and Jared wedding, there's a shit ton of people, like, come on. Then we might be there. Throw us a bone. We don't even need a +1. We're each other's dates. No, we'll be each other's dates. What do you think about Dylan and Hannah? You think we're invited, right? I hope so. I don't know. We might see them this week, so we'll ask them. God, I feel like they've, it's always all fun and games. Everybody can joke about it until they actually have to come up with their invite list, right? It's like, who do we leave off? Yeah. We're getting cut immediately. No, we would definitely be the first 4 out in that situation. But I don't know. I'm gonna stick with being hopeful on that one.
Okay.
I don't think I'm there yet where I think we're out. I hope.
Let's cross our fingers.
Yeah, yeah. Let's put that out there. There's a in the Airbnb in the bathroom, there are 2 stones and a little sign that says manifesting generator. 2 little stones. Noah thought I brought those and packed them and put them in the bathroom. No, they're in the Airbnb. So I feel like the power of the stones, let's put it out there. They're in the bathroom.
We got to get in that bathroom and start.
We're going to get invited to both of those weddings.
We got to get in that bathroom and start manifesting more stuff. I forgot about that. We said we wanted to do
that.
That
whole bathroom is probably super powerful.
Yeah, let's get in there.
Those stones have been sitting in there.
And say we will be invited to Kaitlyn and Jason's wedding 8 times.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's just start to do some incantations. There's also very funny like bathroom books in there. Like there's one that's just like zingers and like put downs. I kid you. It's like you open it, it's just like insults you can tell people.
I'm into that.
It's kind of
Write
funny.
some down.
It's funny. I opened it was just like one page. It was like you could just be like, hey, like why don't you get I don't know. I'm
of course, Fran was reading in the bathroom.
I know, right?
Well, I was curious. When I was washing my face last night, I was like, I wonder what this is. And it was just a book of insults. Just being like, hey, like.
You don't even remember them.
I don't even remember.
Useless. You got to write them down.
I didn't remember. But one of them was just about like being boring and like being left out of things. It's like, hey, why didn't you? It's like, oh, you suck. Like it's kind of just.
Did you take that as like a personal insult when you read it?
No, it's just the page I opened to. I was flipping through it. Tax day, fast approaching, May 17th. You know, normally April 15th, but it got pushed back. If you haven't done your taxes yet, I recommend getting on that because I had that realization last week. But big news, Coors Seltzer is a refreshment that you can write off. So doing your taxes are super annoying, always a pain in the ass. But this year you can do it and then reward yourself with a nice Coors Seltzer. Coors Seltzer will write off your purchase between now and tax day in the form of a rebate, which is great. You simply upload your receipt to CoorsSeltzer.com/tax day and Coors Seltzer will reimburse you. Unbelievable. You know, doing your taxes feels very unrewarding sometimes. This feels like a reward. It's like, I did my taxes, now I get Coors Seltzer. It's a great, great deal. And we love Coors Seltzer, super refreshing. It's that time of year where we want to have that seltzer game, where you want to just sit on the beach, have those great flavors. They got black cherry, mango, lemon lime, grapefruit. So good. I would say, if you haven't tried it before, mango is my favorite, if you want to try that one first. So you can try Coors Seltzer today and let us know what you think, and make sure to tag @Coors Light in your posts. And you can buy Coors Seltzer now and upload your receipt to CoorsSeltzer.com/tax day to get up to 2 12-packs on them and enjoy your Rocky Mountain refreshment brewed in Fort Worth, Texas. Manufacturer's rebate, alcohol purchase required, must be 21 and older. Ends May 17th, 2021. Offer varies by state, void where prohibited. Visit CoorsSeltzer.com/tax day rules for details. And always, like always, celebrate responsibly. Is coming from the Coors Brewing Company in Fort Worth, Texas.
All right, everyone. We are in LA. We have our first special guest. We're here with Olivia O'Brien. Welcome to the show.
Hey. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course, we're really excited. We're in an Airbnb. This is like, we thought the couch was going to be a comfortable setup, and now it's just like too comfortable.
Yeah, it feels like we should all be taking a nap, not doing an interview,
I'm
but
down.
it's okay. Yeah, we could just, hang out. But Olivia, I've been a fan of you for a long time. I've been wanting you to come on the show for a while. What's crazy to me is you recently turned 21 when recently, right?
November.
Yeah. Okay. You give off like an energy that you are so much older, but in a very mature way. People say that to me too, but I just feel like I'm just complimenting myself.
Such a way to compliment you and then be like, oh, also everyone says the same thing about me.
Well, I was just throwing it out there because I don't want her to think it's an insult, because I take it as
I'd be
a
insulted
compliment.
if you said that I looked old, but it's okay that you think that I think that's a compliment.
Yeah,
definitely.
You definitely don't look old, but you're only 21. You've accomplished so much. I feel like, when was the song Hate You, Love You, right? Was what initially popped off. And how old were you when that came out?
I was 15 when we first released it, I think. Or I was 15 when we wrote it. And then by the time it was actually blowing up, I was like 16.
And how did that come about? I want to hear the story. I feel like you've told it before, but I want everyone listening to hear about it.
I have the story like basically down to its so basically I used to write songs in my room when I was like 14, 15, and I would post them on SoundCloud. Or I never really posted what I would write, but I posted covers and stuff like that. And then I also just wrote secretly. And then I found the guy that I did the song with, Nash. He was opening up for Black Bear and Mod Sun on tour, and I found him through that. And I looked him up. He only had one song out at the time, so I did a cover of it because I really liked it. And he heard it because I tweeted it at him, and then we followed each other, and he DM'd me and was like, come to the show in San Francisco. So I went, and he asked me if I had any original stuff, and I sent him I Hate You, I Love You, and he was like, I want to produce this for you, like come down to LA, let's record it. And I ended up recording my own version that I posted on SoundCloud that's like a lot slower. That's just me. And then I went down to LA. I didn't even know he was going to put a verse on it at the time. I was just like, and I was so nervous. I didn't want to go inside and record because I'd never recorded with anyone before, and I was so scared. I literally was like crying outside. My dad was like, you have to go in. We drove all the way down to LA. So I went in. It was obviously fine. And we recorded it. And then he sent me it back with a verse on it, and we put it out. And then it just started blowing up on SoundCloud. And then eventually I re-recorded my version that was just me, like professionally, because it was literally recorded on my phone, or maybe I did it on GarageBand, but either way, it was not good quality. And then, here we are.
And when you released this song and you linked up with him, were you like, I want this to blow up? Or were you just doing it for the love of it, basically?
I was like, this is cool. I have like a real song, kind of. And then it just randomly, like it was literally all so random. I didn't have any clue. I think he thought that it was gonna blow up, and he knew, but I didn't. I had no clue, no idea. I was just like, yay, song.
And what was like the reaction from, because that's happening like at such a pivotal age for girls especially, so like kind of what was the reaction from the people you grew up with at that time, because you're from California, right?
I'm from Napa.
Okay.
So I mean, a lot of people know of Napa, like it's a huge tourist destination, all that, but it's still at the end of the day a small town. And it's very small town energy. And I went to Catholic school, so you can imagine the people. They did not like that I was doing this. Even like before I Hate You, I Love You, when I was doing covers and stuff, like people would just make fun of me for it. And it's like I obviously cared because I was a young, impressionable girl, and I was like, oh my god, everyone hates me. But now I look back and I'm like, I'm glad I was bullied, because if I wasn't bullied, I'd probably suck. And that's why I always say I'm pro bullying. No,
I totally get it.
I won't bully anyone, but if you want to bully me,
but like some people need to be pushed around a little bit. You ever meet somebody who has like never
I hate people that have never been bullied
or have never had anything wrong happen to them, and
like,
you're just like, come on.
Or a girl who's like never been not invited to like something,
or like their parents do everything for them, and they're never like have a struggle, like any struggle, please.
A little bit,
just a little, just a
no. You need to have like a story of like being in high school and like every girl being invited to a party except for you.
Right. I saw like Pete Davidson said on like one of those Zoom interviews, because he's doing all those college interviews, and he was like, you had to have gone through something to be funny. Like when people ask me why am I funny, it's because like I've been through some shit. Like everybody was just like run of the mill, great life. You gotta just a little trauma.
There's no character there.
But you went to Catholic school, you mentioned. Lots to unpack there. How do you look back on Catholic school? I love talking about Catholic school because I went my whole life.
Well, I went to Catholic school from 4th grade through when I left high school, which is like halfway through my junior year. Well, I finished my junior year in independent studies, but I went to Catholic school for 2.5 years.
We're both K through 12ers, the two of us.
Before that, I went to Montessori school. So it was very like, we all had works, and we would go and do our works with like counting beads, and the teacher would go check it. And like, it was very chill, like kind of hippie school vibes. And I did 2nd and 3rd grade in the same year because I don't know why. And so then I skipped a grade. And so I was always younger for my grade. And I went to Catholic school. I went from like this hippie school to like, we wore red and black plaid skirts and bright red sweaters with like the ugliest color scheme ever. And it was just so different. I remember my first day of school, I sat down and I had to learn my times tables over the summer, right? Because that's what you learn in 3rd grade. You have to memorize them. So I learned it over the summer, and I was so excited. And I get there, and we're starting math class, and I was trying to do something, and I turned to someone to my right for help, and I was like, hey, like, can you help me with this? And then this other girl, who I guess was like the token smart girl of the class, she was like, why'd you skip a grade if you're so stupid? And I was like, this is, it was like, this is how my Catholic school experience is gonna go. I see how it is now.
She kind of owned you a little bit.
Literally.
Sorry.
Was it all girls or co-ed?
It was co-ed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a different vibe. Yours was co-ed.
Yeah, it's not so bad. I feel like all girl Catholic school is.
I would.
All girl Catholic school was tough, but also sometimes great. Like I liked it in that like I never had to worry about like how I looked going to school. Like that was great.
Point.
Like that was awesome. But girls are just
but sometimes honestly there was a lot of mean girls, but there was some mean guys to me too also, which I was like, damn, like I must be really ugly or something.
I feel like it's literally the opposite.
I feel like it's a mixture of things when you're growing up, why people are mean to you. One, the girls are probably jealous of you, and you're releasing music, and at the time, whoever that person was,
but it like
and it's
wasn't
like
good.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're like, they don't have that, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a jealousy thing, and then the guys, they think you're cute, and so it's like the classic.
And also, it's like, but if you do anything different than what everyone's doing, you're like, nobody wants to see that for some reason. I think that kind of goes for like most high school, middle school situations. Like everyone wants to do the same exact thing, and then when you get older, you kind of are like, at least for me, I'm like, I want to do the opposite thing. I don't want to do what everyone is doing, because then I just feel like I'm not being myself. I'm not being true to myself. Like, how will I know what I actually want and what I actually like if I'm just doing what's trendy and what's everyone's liking right now? Like if I didn't have the Hunter rain boots or the Uggs, like I remember my mom had to get me the Vans from Payless because she didn't want to buy me $40 Vans, and I like was so embarrassed because I didn't have the real Vans, and I'm like, I don't fucking care. Like, but back then that was like
so big.
That hurt me so bad. I'm like, what?
And do you feel like now, I feel like the LA scene kind of has that reputation of like, if you don't have something, you're missing out. Do you feel that way, or do you feel like it's a little bit different than what you grew up with?
I mean, I've been here for so long that like when I first came out here, I was like 16, and I was like, I have to have all the, like every time I would get money, I would like buy a designer bag or like whatever. Now the only thing I really, really care about spending money on is my house and my car. Like that I'll have, if I have a nice place, because I spend most of my time at home. I love being at home. It's my sanctuary. It has to be great because I just like where I want to feel safe. I actually just bought a house, so I'm really excited.
Congrats. That's huge. Awesome.
But I'm in escrow still, so I hope I don't jinx it.
But as soon as this ends, you get a text and we walk out.
Sorry, it fell through. But that I will spend money on my house and my car and everything else. I'm like, I like to go thrift shopping. Like, I don't need to have like everything that everyone has. And when I first came here, I was like still in the mindset of high school where like I need to fit in, I need to have what everyone has so that I can be normal. And now I'm just like, I literally, if everyone has something and I like that thing, maybe I'll consider it. But I'm not just like, oh, someone has that, I have to have that, and I have to do that. Like I think once you become more confident in yourself and your own choices, you stop like relying on that or caring about that as much.
So. It really sounds like you've become like your own person. Do you still talk to people that you went to school with when you were younger, or is it kind of just a whole new crowd?
I mean, I have like a couple really close friends from high school that I still talk to. My best friend Ariel I talk to pretty much every day, and my friend Madison and my friend Jill. But other than that, those are pretty much the only people I really like talk to, or like would hang out with. And from like before that, not really anyone, honestly.
Well, do you like go home sometimes and still feel like if you run into someone, it's like a time machine? Like sometimes when I go home to my hometown and I am in a store and like see people that I grew up with, I revert back to being like 13-year-old friend, and I'm like, wait a second. Scared. I'm like, why am I nervous to see them? They should be nervous to see me.
No, I for the first few times that when I first moved up to LA and I would come home, I would still be nervous to like go to parties and hang out with people. But now when I see people, I just think it's fucking hilarious. You guys like I hung out with people that used to bully me last time I was in Napa, and I just thought it was hilarious. We like sat and drank wine, and I was like, oh my god, hey, I don't care. I literally hooked up with a guy that didn't specifically, he made sure to reassure me he didn't specifically bully me, but all his
he
whole
was aware of it.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, all my friends hated you. I was like, fucking dope.
Nice, sweet, thanks.
Yeah, all his friends
that.
were assholes to me, and like whatever. I wanted to hook up with him so bad in high school, never did. Went home, looked up.
Yeah.
Well, you're so
Right.
much
I
cooler
can do
than them
whatever I want.
anyway now, I bet. But what's it like now? Obviously, you have a super cool friend group. We see you all on Instagram. It's like you guys are just, I feel like, honestly, you all should have a show. That's how I feel about it. I feel like a reality show about like your friend group would be insane. What is it like, I mean, day to day? Because like I said, I brought up the LA culture, the way, you know, people feel about wanting to have a certain thing. Do you feel like you feel that way, or maybe beginning to hang out with these people, it was like that, or you think it's not what everybody thinks it is?
It's definitely not what everyone thinks it is. And well, there's certain aspects of it. Like, it's weird because I've been friends with my friend group that I'm currently friends with. There's been like Drew and Sydney I've been friends with for like 5 years plus now. And then everyone else kind of came in later. I think I've been friends with Stas and Kelsey for like 3 years. And then, you know, there's other people that have come in and out, and we've kind of established this group, and we were like a really, really, really strong group for a really long time. And then like there was just a little bit of fighting here and there from people, and then things are kind of back to normal again, but like there's just always been a little like something, it's just been weird. And it's made me realize like you can't, and I've always been like, my friend group is so strong, I'm so lucky I have like the strongest best friend group ever, but you have to realize sometimes that you might outgrow people, or not even outgrow them completely, but just you might not want to spend every waking moment with these people. Because sometimes I don't want to just sit on the couch and watch TikToks with my friends. I want to like go do something else, and like if that's what they want to do that day, I don't need to necessarily be with them every single day if we're not on the same vibe. And I used to always feel like, oh my god, if I miss this Vegas trip, or if I miss this moment and they're all like doing this and they're going and doing that and they had the best night ever and I wasn't there, like, oh my god, they like, I'm out of it. Like I had to push myself to stop caring about things like that and just be like, okay, we're friends and I'm friends with these people. I'm still going to be able to do my own thing. And I think that's come in the last like year or so of me really trying to just be like my own person, separate from like, this is my friend group and this is us and we do everything together.
Right. I feel like as you get older, you realize if somebody leaves you out of something, it's not necessarily intentional. Maybe they thought you were doing something. Maybe they had other plans. And then you kind of just like, okay, we're still friends. We don't have to have a blowout fight and not speak over something so stupid.
Yeah, and it takes a lot to like not take things personally. And like obviously if someone's being shady and doing something weird, or like there's been moments where like some of my friends have like chosen to do something like sceney and like cool versus like doing something to support me, and like I just make a mental note of it, and I'm like, okay, if that's the kind of person that you want to be right now, great, and I'm not gonna get mad at you. I'm just gonna tell you how I feel, and we move on. And you just it's not worth like dropping someone over it. You just have to like, as you grow up, you just have to really like realize and almost like compartmentalize like your feelings with your friends and know where you stand with people. It's just so weird because I feel like I used to always focus so hard on having a set group and being in something, because I never felt like that in high school. I never really had like a group. I never felt like I fit in with anyone. So when I had this group, I was like, great, awesome, this is perfect. And then now I'm just kind of like, I want to do my own thing. Still want to be friends with everyone, but like need to be free.
Yeah, you get the group chat going. You're like, I'm in a group chat now.
And when like someone's fighting and then you can't text in the group chat, or like someone leaves the group chat, and like I don't even want to deal with that.
The drama.
Like, I hate that. And then I feel left out even when I'm not fighting with anyone, because I don't really fight with people like that. But like whenever something else is happening, I'm just like, I don't know what to do now. So
is it hard to like, you've been here, like you said, you've been here for a while. Is it hard to connect with new people? Like every time we come to LA and we try and like connect with the people that we know here and are friends with here, it's like impossible to get a hold of anyone.
Yeah.
It's
oh
like,
my God. It is impossible to get a hold of anybody here.
LA is like, I'm like,
we're both from New York.
Calling our
so
friends. We're like, where are these people? We can't get them to commit to anything.
Oh yeah. It's always very like, yeah, I'll be there. And then they don't, or like, and I'm kind of a little guilty of that sometimes too, because I never want to say no to people.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things where I can totally be like, it's because I'm a Sagittarius. But yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that, and I think my friends are too. Like, but if I genuinely like commit to something and it's someone that I care about, I will usually go. Whereas I know a lot of people who probably wouldn't, and they would choose something more fun over like something that they committed to, which is kind of shitty. And I've realized that a lot of people here do that. And I don't think it necessarily makes them bad people. Like I said, you just have to kind of realize like what, like these are my party friends. These are my friends that I call and I have a flat tire, you know?
Right. I feel like that's just the world here. And it kind of like when you get here, you just have to accept that. I want to talk about your music though. I'm a big fan of the things you put out recently. Jocelyn, I feel like huge hit. Everybody wants to know who that's about, but you're never going to say, right?
I mean, like, people know.
They know, but can you give like a hint? Or would you ever say the name?
Oh, fuck no.
Okay, but can you give
everyone knows.
Is it, can I guess right now?
Yeah.
Is it like literally a girl named Jocelyn?
Oh, you talking about the girl or the guy?
The girl. Well, the guy's is it about Logan Paul? Yeah, I feel like we knew that. But the girl.
Like she's like everybody knows.
Oh, the girl is not important.
Yeah. Okay. So the song is not about, it's
not about,
mainly
really
about
the girl. Yeah.
Wait, so actually in the past though, you said it wasn't about him.
Yeah, I'm like pretty private with my love life and I always have been. But then like there's a point where it's like when people just like figure it out. And also, like, I don't care anymore. Like, I used to really, really care, and I was so affected by it. But it's like people are gonna wonder, and like I'd rather, I don't know. Like, I don't want people to assume it's about like other random people, like Todd. Like, I would hate if people were walking around saying that it's about Todd and like Todd cheated on me or something. Like that never happened. And like I don't want anyone to think badly of him or any other guy I've been associated with. Not that I want people to think badly of anyone at all. But I'm just like, he obviously doesn't care, and we've like we make jokes about it, and we're friends, and like
yeah. So that makes sense. And you know, we got a couple drinks going on, so
I'm
honesty
listening up
is out there. You went on his podcast recently.
We're friends.
So you guys are cool.
Yeah. We're like best friends.
That's awesome. She's like, yeah, we're best friends. We were probably hooked up last week.
Dating is wild here. I don't know how
everybody's friends with each other, right?
Because
there's
it's funny
some people I talked to recently where they were like,
it's like, oh, they dated not that long ago, but everyone's answer is always, oh, we're cool now though. Like we're totally friends.
Well, I just like I don't know. My mom and both of Logan's parents went to high school together and were in the same class, which is super random. And like I've known him for like almost 2 years now, so I'm just like, and I'm friends with literally all of his friends. It's like there was no reason for us to not be friends. Like I just don't care. And I get more mad at my guy friends when they hurt other girls than when they hurt me, because I'm just like, at the end of the day, if you're gonna hurt me, I'm gonna make money off of you,
right?
Like
true.
It's fine.
Thanks for the material.
I know what I'm getting myself into. Like, come on, I know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
Now, what about like your friends who then hook up with Logan? Like, is that a thing that happens, or are you guys not hooking up with the same people?
I don't really.
Or not even Logan specifically, but just say anybody.
I don't think any of my friends would hook up with a guy that I've hooked up with unless it was like so long ago and they like make sure it's okay. No one like close to me at least. But like I know, like I literally just like don't care. Like I'll be friends with like girls that guys I've hooked up with or dated in the past are like, I don't care like at all. I don't know why. I just don't. Like if someone's moving on, I'm moving on too. Everything's great. Everything's fine. And I also really do believe that like everything happens for a reason. And like if I'm not with someone or I'm not supposed to be with someone, I'm not going to be with them. Like I'm not going to like force anything or like be upset because they like are into someone else. Like I'm into other people too. It's fine.
Yeah.
My only public ex-boyfriend I've ever had is Todd, and he's dating Natalie, who I've always been friends with, and I love her. I think she's so sweet. And I'll like comment on her photo sometimes, and people will respond and be like, your insecurity and jealousy is showing. Like, and I'm like, I literally told her she looks gorgeous. Like, I'm so confused. Like, people think I'm like doing it to be like malicious. I'm like, how? Imagine if I went and was like, your body looks so good.
Yeah.
Like what? Like I've been friends with her for so long. I don't know. People, I feel like people always expect girls to be like catty and jealous towards each other, and I literally do not care. I don't know why. I just don't.
Right. And I feel like Todd, that was a long time ago.
So long ago.
And that's who people initially thought Jocelyn was about.
Yeah. People really just kind of always thought all my songs about him because he's my only like public relationship I've ever had. But he's so sweet. He never did anything bad to me. He was such a great guy. So I would never say a bad word about him. But
that's nice to hear. I see you talk about your songwriting, and I think it was recently, you may have like tweeted or put on your Instagram story that you're happy right now, but it's kind of boring because you have nothing to write about.
Yeah, but then I got really sad like 2 days ago and wrote some stuff, so it was really fire.
Oh, good.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. That's all you need.
Yeah, but when I'm happy, I just like don't. There's nothing I can write about in my life, and there's like it's just boring. It's like I'll just sit there and I'm like, okay, what do I? There's nothing to cry about. Like, what am I doing? Also, like, I kind of sometimes love the drama of, like, you know, like, texting your ex and, like, going and hooking up with them when you know you shouldn't, and, like, being stupid. And, like, I don't even have anyone to do that with right now because, like, my life is just so bland and I'm just doing so normal. Like, I'm just being normal, which is so unusual for me.
Is it hard to, like, find new guys to go out with? I feel like everybody kind of...
How do you meet
like, the
guys
circle seems very small.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and everyone's hooked up with everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just feel like I'm like
so
incestual. Like this spider web,
incestual.
Everyone's connected somehow.
It's disgusting, and I'm like every single guy I talk to, I'm like, you have hooked up with like 10 people I know. Right. You've dated like 7. I've hooked up with your friends, like whatever. And not that I haven't even hooked up with that many people, but I'm just saying like it's just so like. Because I personally, the way that I look at dating is like I would find it really, really hard to date someone that's not in at least the entertainment industry in some capacity. Like they don't necessarily have to be an entertainer, but they just have to kind of get it.
The lifestyle.
Because otherwise it's just like kind of, I feel like people find it weird, or like a lot of guys get like emasculated by like when you have like a better job. I'm not better, but like when you're
more popular,
especially my age, a lot of people are like in college or grad school and they're getting like entry level jobs and stuff, and so like I already have my career started, so people get like weird about it, and then I don't want them to think,
like sitting in a cubicle at like his first year job is like probably not going to be down with like you being like, oh, I'm flying to like fucking Greece, Mexico, like this,
literally. And I feel like they just would like they ask me questions where like, oh, so you probably know like so many famous people, right? I'm just like I can't, like if people care about famous people, I can't like if asking like, oh, so you know that, like I just, once you've met a bunch of people or like you're in the world of like people are famous or whatever, the only person I would be starstruck if I met was like Beyonce. Yeah. And I don't want to meet her because I can't. Like some things have to stay.
Yep. Behind the door.
Yeah. But when people have that
says that all the time.
There's some people we get asked if we want to interview them, and I'm like, no.
Because what if they end up sucking, or like what if they're like too real?
That happened with
like,
French Montana. He was terrible, and I'm a French Montana fan. Sorry, we've talked about this a million times, but like there's certain people, it's like, this sucks.
And she was like, wow, I'm never gonna be able to listen to his music the same way again. Like that was that.
But I feel like you said, it's kind of just like you're in the world now. Everyone acknowledges this is what it is. We all know people, whatever. And so when you meet someone like that who gets it, it works. You can't go on a dating app, right?
Yeah. Like, well, Raya, kind of. I met the last guy I talked to on Raya.
Ben Affleck?
No. He was actually talking to 2 other girls, I think, at the same time. I don't know. One girl that I know and another girl I don't know, but a bunch of my friends followed her. I saw like a DM from her. They both DM'd me and were saying, I think we were talking to the same guy at the same time. And like, I obviously know who it was. And then he, while we were talking, went to London, didn't tell me, and came back with a girlfriend basically. And he did like, we were literally talking for like 5 months. There was 1 month where I decided I didn't want to talk to him anymore, and I didn't talk to him for like a month. And then I was going to where he lives and I hit him up, and then we hung out, and then we talked for like another like 2 months. So I think it was like 4 or 5 months total of us talking every single day. We had FaceTime for like hours. We would watch movies together. Like we watched all 3 Back to the Future movies in one sitting on FaceTime. And
on FaceTime?
Yes, because he doesn't.
What kind of guy who is he?
I can't say. I cannot say. Yeah. But yeah, I was just like, I really liked him, and I thought like, oh my God, he's finally gonna be like the nice guy that I like. Like, he is totally gonna be the nice guy. Like, he's so sweet. He literally, like, when I left his place, he like sent me a photo of him like laying on the pillow that I slept on, and was like, this pillow smells like you, like I can't stop smelling it, like I saved your like stuff you left here. And like he like gave me like this crew neck that has like 101 Dalmatians on it because he bought it and it was too small for him. He was like, you can have it, like here you go, like I want you. And I was just like, okay,
almost
like this,
too nice.
Yeah, I was like, this man is obsessed with me. He was like, yeah, like I'm in deep when I blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my god, he like literally loves me. So I thought I was like, I have nothing to worry about. He would never talk to anyone else. And I was like, how would he even have the time? Like we are texting, FaceTiming all day long every day. Then for a couple days he was being a little weird and I was like, hey, like what's up? He was like, oh, I'm in London, sorry, like the time difference is weird. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like 2 days later he was supposed to come to LA like that next week, and so I texted him. I was like, hey, like is something up, like you've been weird? And he was like, oh, I can only no, it's even worse. He was like, so first of all he waited for me to say something to him. He goes, I'm just not in a place right now where I can be anything more than friends, but when I come to LA next week I still want to hang out and be friends and like hang out with me and all of my friends because we've all like, I basically adopted him into my friend group and given him all my friends' numbers, and like they were all talking, and him and my friend Stoss bought tall best friend, short best friend shirts that they were gonna wear and go and like pretend. I don't know.
He was really in it.
Yeah, we had these plans. We had all these plans, and then I found out on like Daily Mail Snapchat that he was like dating someone.
Oh my god!
Not the Daily Mail Snapchat.
The Daily Mail Snapchat is not a place where you want to be.
I know.
No.
Well, I just like was like going, like looking at my like, and it was like
there it is.
It's dating, and I was like,
And do you know, is the girl he's dating like a known person?
Yeah. But I don't know her at all or anything.
Yeah. Well, at least you don't know the girl. That would be unfortunate.
But I know one of the girls that he was apparently also talking to at the same time as me.
How does this guy? This is what
where
I
do these
guys have the time?
That's what
I don't know where
I don't have that much time in my day.
When guys have like multiple wives
And to be like
have
dedicated to the conversations every single time. Like it's not like he was just like, like hardly texting me. Like we were texting. Yes. He has a job. I'm like, he must just like work, text, FaceTime. Like,
that's insane.
So it's tough out here.
That is insane.
I'm glad we don't have to.
It's crazy because every time I talk to a guy and I'm convinced that they're gonna be the nice guy, they end up being like way worse than all of the. Because at least if I'm going in talking to a guy that I know is gonna be an asshole, if they're nice to me, like surprise, oh that's so sweet. And if they're not, I'm like, well, I knew it. Whatever. I don't really care. I know what I'm getting myself into. I'm gonna write a song about it. But this guy was like, oh, like he likes me.
Nope.
So,
but then did you get a song out of it?
I got it. I like kind of. Right after this happened, like literally the night that he texted me, I was like, oh, I can't, well, whatever. Before I found out he was literally had a girlfriend, I went and just hooked up with my ex, and I started hooking up with him again for like a month. Yeah. So then I didn't have time to like recover from that. And then as soon as I stopped using that as my distraction, I was like, wait, I'm like sad about it. And then I didn't even realize I was sad until like a couple days ago. And then I was like, wait, I'm actually really sad about this guy.
So it's work in progress. It's coming. It could still be
I might be writing some songs. I wrote a song about me liking him, which is like, ew.
Yeah. But it's nice to switch it up once in a while. She's like, not really.
No, she's like, I have that song's never here to light
when it turns out that he isn't what I thought he was, it's like now I'm just going to be depressed every time I listen to the song.
Exactly.
Well, the song isn't necessarily like nice.
Okay, well.
It's just like, I don't know. It's complicated.
Do you want to be in a relationship, or are you kind of just...
Fuck no.
Yeah.
I'm too young. I'm 21. If I met the person that I was going to be with for however, whatever, I don't know if I believe in marriage, but if I met someone that I was like, I want to be with this person for the rest of my life right now, no, I wouldn't do it. I would run away. I'd be like, hit me up in 5 years because I'm young. I want to have my hot girl summers. I want to be able to do whatever I want and feel free and not feel trapped. Like every time I'm in a relationship, I feel like the world is like, the sky is falling in on me and I'm like literally dying. So I'm not ready for that yet. But somehow I still get really mad when guys don't want to be in a relationship with me. I'm like, how dare you not want to date me? Like, I don't want to date you, but like, why are you talking to other girls?
But that's a good reminder because you'll have that little moment, but then at the end of the day, you're like, you look in the mirror, you're like, wait, I don't even want a fucking boyfriend, so whatever.
Exactly, and that's how I don't let myself get sad. Like, people are always like, oh, you write songs about how you're so sad that like guys are talking to other girls and like they cheated on you and whatever. And I'm like, well, I write about it so that I cannot be upset. Like I just write about it and it exists on a piece of paper or in a song and there it is and it sits there and I'll be sad for an hour and then I go out and I live my life.
Yeah. And that's also what you do.
Exactly.
Your music videos are so awesome. Also like how I feel like is that also kind of part of the process, because I feel like you have these great stories and then you are literally like making movies like out of these songs, which is
it's
so
funny
cool.
you said that, because my album is called Episodes, and the like concept behind it is that each song has its own like movie or TV show connected to it.
Cool.
So like for Sociopath, that was our horror movie.
Yeah.
And then for Better Than Feeling Lonely, we did like a 1960s like variety show. So each song has its own thing. Like we're gonna do a reality show one, like a bunch of different things. I'm really excited to do it. It also represents like I like to live my life like I'm in a movie.
Yeah.
And I'm just dramatic, and I think it's funny. And each of the songs is so different from each other. So yeah, I think I used to not care as much about my music videos. I feel like now I'm getting really, really into it, especially when it's worked into the concept of my album. And I've been getting more into it, and I have my creative director I've been working with for a really long time now. So we just kind of text back and forth for a couple of days.
It's such a cool way to get
see
people,
the thought that goes behind it for sure.
And it's a cool way to get people like back into, like, everybody always jokes like, music videos aren't as great as they used to be, and they're not as, not as entertaining, they don't tell a story as much. So it's fun when I think like people can watch your music videos and maybe they don't know too much about you, but they're like, that was a really fucking sick music video, and now I'm gonna go listen to like everything she's
and I
put
think
out.
you promote it really well, like on TikTok. I think that I saw you were putting out options like which songs do people want to hear, what do we make a music video out of? Is that something that you're just like, I want to know what my fans feel because you're so torn about it?
Yeah, and also a lot of the time I have to pick between something like maybe my label likes one song more and I like a different song more, or I just genuinely don't know what people would want, and I want to put out something that my fans are going to want to hear, as well as something that other people that aren't my fans would be drawn to. So I just kind of did that because I genuinely had no idea what to put out, and I was like, I'm just gonna post this and see what happens, and my label let me do it. I was like, fuck yeah. So
at the end of the day, do you get final say, or is it your label?
Yeah, I get final say with like kind of what comes out. If I really wanted to push back on something, generally we agree. What we usually don't agree on sometimes is like what the single's gonna be, or like which song is gonna blow up. Like I'll a lot of the times like think it's something different than what they think. Like I thought Jocelyn was gonna blow up, and they thought that my song Was It All in My Head was gonna be in the single, and I was like, no, Jocelyn. And I was right. I'm always right.
You were.
Yeah.
What's it like on TikTok now? You're so involved in TikTok, I see. What's the feeling on it? I feel like everybody has mixed reactions. Also, I feel like obviously social media on Instagram and Twitter, like the comments there can be really brutal, but for some reason on TikTok, it's like 100 times worse.
Yeah.
When like these little kids find something and they just stick with it, and then every comment is the same thing. I don't know if you've dealt with that, but
I mean, yeah, it's because they're like, it's kind of like the high school thing that we're talking about. Like kids are mean. They'll bully you, and it's like bandwagon. It's like, oh, everyone else is hating on them, I'm going to do the same thing. And now it's going to be this fun thing we can all do together, and we can all hate on this person. And like, they just aren't developed enough to understand the impact that their words and actions have on other people. That's just plain and simple what it is. And they feel like this sense of like a group thing, like, oh, we're all doing this together, camaraderie. So yeah, TikTok is pretty fucked up with the comments. I've had to block a lot of words and things. I think I just recently like made anyone be able to comment on my TikToks because I was just like over blocking everything. But yeah, I honestly really like TikTok. I feel like when I first started TikTok, it was in the beginning of like quarantine time, or like right before then. It was like when I started my tour. But then during quarantine and everything, I was alone the whole time. So I was just like, I'm going insane. So I'm just going to show me losing my mind on TikTok. And I would like talk to my phone and just say like funny, crazy things and just literally post whatever I wanted. And like, I found that I don't really do that anymore now that life is kind of returning to normal, because I'm not going as insane as I was. But I kind of miss it. Like I would literally just post whatever I wanted, and then randomly like some fucking crazy thing I was doing would just like get like 1 million likes, and I was like, what? Like what is that? Like, I remember I posted a video recently I posted a video of me going outside and wearing a blanket around my body with like my hair fucked up, like going to get my Postmates from the door. And I got like 1 million likes. I was like, why? Like, people like the most random and stupid shit on TikTok. But I kind of love it because you can literally post whatever you want and do whatever you want, and you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Right. It's hard to figure out TikTok, honestly. Like, some shit, I kind of went through the same thing during quarantine. I was posting so much because it was kind of like, what else? And then as it returned to normal, it was like, okay, I'm not posting as much. But I also think it's a place you can really be literally anything you want, like as weird as possible. You could say whatever you want because you have no idea what is going to blow up on
exactly there. And I think that you almost shouldn't put as much thought into it. It's always the things that I don't think about that blow up.
Yeah.
And when I put too much thought into it, it's like 2 likes.
Yeah.
The worst
I feel like
feeling.
that happens to you all the time. Like, Ria's like, I have a great idea, and she puts hours into a TikTok and just didn't pay off.
One time I did a TikTok where I literally had somebody dump a bucket of water over my head. I thought of the dumbest idea. I was like, how to eat a hot dog. And it was just like me eating a hot dog and then somebody pouring a bucket over my head. So stupid. Don't know why. I think I was like high when I made up that TikTok. Did nothing.
Yeah.
I make a stupid TikTok of me just talking. It's like 1 million views. I'm like, okay, well, whatever.
That's what happens.
Yeah, that's just TikTok.
But also, you could always just repost it until people start seeing it. If you really believe in it that much,
just flood the For You page.
Just post it like 5 times, and one of them has to catch on.
One of them.
It's not worth it.
So funny. So, music-wise, what's coming up for you? What's next?
I have an album coming out in 2 parts. The first part's coming out, supposed to come out this month, and then everything always gets pushed back. Like and my fans are always so annoyed with me because they like, and I know when they find out that it's coming out in June that they're gonna like be pissed at me.
Yeah,
because they're like, it's the month we're getting episodes, like woo, and also like I've been scared to tell them because I know they're gonna be pissed.
Well, they're gonna find out now.
I know. Hey guys, I'm so sorry. But yeah, everything and it's not my fault. Like, if it was my choice, I would have put this album out like last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, things are getting pushed back, but it's coming soon, and then part 2 is coming shortly after that. So
very
awesome.
cool.
So
and any
cool.
plans for touring?
Yeah, my tour, we are just finalizing our new schedule. So technically my tour had to get rescheduled because everyone already bought the tickets and everything, and it would have sucked to just cancel everything. So we just finally rescheduled the dates, and I'm working on getting an opener. I think we just sent out an offer to this girl. And yeah, it's going to be
awesome.
It's going to be fun.
Super exciting.
So exciting. Yeah, seriously. Well, Olivia, thank you so much for coming and joining us. This was great. Everybody can follow you.
Olivia O'Brien
everywhere.
Yeah,
and
everywhere.
listen and
And
stream and your
the
music
album,
videos. And,
June.
Yeah.
Even though, if you guys
Sorry
are
if you thought it was May.
It might honestly, it might be July at this fucking point. I don't even know. Like,
Don't take her
quote
word
me.
for it.
Don't
Don't
listen
quote
to
her.
me ever. Everything I say is a lie.
This is when you just say like coming this summer.
Coming soon.
Like coming this summer. We've been teasing
Coming
like
this year.
We've been teasing a new studio back in New York for us to record our show, and we were like, end of April, 100% it's gonna be done. Now we're like mid-May, maybe, we don't know.
Never put a date on things.
Yeah, no.
If everybody listening, here's your advice. Don't put a date on things. Just say coming soon.
Yeah.
So Olivia's album, coming soon. Everybody check it out when it comes out. Thank you so much for joining us, Olivia.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Get ready for more LA content coming your way. Remember, we got the daily vlogs on the Chicks in the Office TikTok, and we have a vlog coming that we're filming on a separate camera for YouTube. So look forward to that. Love you guys. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you on Friday.